Hello, welcome to Scrap Time episode 1013. My name is Christine, and on today's episode I'm showing you the Marion Smith Designs Color Lab. Today I'm showing you the Color Lab. It's a do-it-yourself paint kit by Marion Smith Designs. Comes in this box, and inside you receive this little booklet, and it gives you recipes on making different colors. You receive 8 colors of pigment plus the little spoon, and then 3 water bottles so you can make your own spray mists. I'm using them as paint today, so maybe at another point I'll show you how all you're basically doing is putting the pigment in here with some water and you have a spray mist. But I wanted to test out a bunch of the color recipes, so I made them into paint. So we're going to open this up. And you'll see on the tops of each of the bottles you have a letter, P, M, B, A, C, and R. And that's going to correspond to our recipes. So I tested out these colors here. And what I did was I just had some palette paper that I mixed the color straight on the palette paper. Now this isn't the best idea because it will flake off here. So if you have a little container with the lid, that would be the best thing to do this in. But I was able to play around anyway with the palette paper. And these are the colors I was able to get. So it's pretty close to the colors that are listed here. So I'm going to show you how this all works. So I'm thinking I might do this cool mint color. Now this shows you if it's a full scoop, which is this tiny little scoop, so it's not really that much powder. So if it's full, half, or a smidge, and then it tells you if you have 1 or 2 or 3 of those. So it's all these different recipes. So for the cool mint, I need the B, the Y, and the C. So I have B, I have Y, and I have C. The B is black, the Y is yellow, and the C is cyan. And we just need 1 smidge of each of them. So I'm going to do it in this little lid. So I'm just picking up a smidge of color and putting it into my little disc here. So because you use so little powder, these powders will last you a really long time. Now I'm just making like a watercolor paint here, but I could mix this with gesso to have like an acrylic paint, or even mix it with a white acrylic paint. You can mix it with multi-medium and you can make your own glazes. You can mix it with molding pastes to have colorful molding pastes or texture pastes. So you can mix it with any medium out there and make your own colors in all those different mediums. And these are just some that she's given you, but there's so many combinations out there outside of this. So I just put some water in a pipette. You don't want to spray water into here because the powders will just sort of all go. So I'll do that and we'll mix it up. It's looking a little dark, but here I have this card and we'll test it out. So I think the thing is here you need a lot more water. You can see once it's, I had previously gessoed an image on here, that's what's popping up. But you can see once I add a lot more water to this, how it goes really soft into that cool mint that we are making. So if you have a bunch of little jars, you can make your own watercolors. And even if the water evaporates, you can still continue to use it. You just add more water the next time you use it. And you can see how pretty that color is. It's a nice cool mint. Now I could even go in and take this. You can see how it's dried, but I can just, with my paintbrush, pick up some of the color and add it in. So even though it was dried, I can still just re-wet it and add it into my project. So there are so many uses for these little bottles of pigment. I just want to finish coloring my card here. I'll pick up a bit of the other color. And then I'm going to show you a couple art journal pages I made. Take some of that Monterey. There, sort of pretty. Okay, I'll set that aside. So here is the first art journal page I made, and as I was mixing the colors, I painted on the flowers and then I just added in colors to the background. Then what I did is I went back and I just drew these lines and then did a whole pile of Zentangling onto the background of the page. So then I did something similar here. So it was those blues and greens, and as I made the color, I just did sort of in vertical lines, just added the color onto the page. Then I drew on this butterfly and decided to Zentangle all within the butterfly. And then to make the butterfly pop, I went over with some white paint onto all the background. And so that's why now this is the intensity that the color was, and then now with the white paint, it's a nice soft pastel color. Now, I got all these Zentangle ideas from this new book, Zen Doodle, Oodle of Doodles, and it's a whole bunch of different artists, and they show the finished work and then give you tips on different Zentangles. I'll just flip through so you can see some. And so when I'm looking for different pattern ideas, I may not make this bird, but maybe I'm like, oh, I really like that, and I'll just take that element. So on each of these, you can find different elements that you can add into your work. So this is another great new Zentangle book called Zen Doodle, Oodles of Doodles. So we have the Zentangling with the Color Lab, and you can have hours and hours of fun using these products. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to check out our website at www.scraptime.ca. And on our next episode, I'm showing you some of my new stencil designs. So please join us. Thanks for watching Scrap Time.